Aquarium heaters. They're bulky, they're unreliable, and often the culprit for why your tank has crashed. I have a bunch of different types, big ones, small ones, different brands, different sizes. I don't trust any of them. That's why I use an infrared temperature gun to check my aquarium temperatures. Most aquarium heaters are as advanced as a toaster. It has a physical contact point, it can get stuck open, it can get stuck closed. It's 2025 now, and it's time to take heaters into the digital age. These new heaters, solid state electronics, thermal sensors, much more advanced than our old toaster oven heaters that we're so used to. Some like this one have overheat protection and out of water protection, which are really nice options to have. So when AQQA sent me this 50-watt heater for testing for free, I figured let me throw it in the pea puffer tank since the heater in this tank had just gone out. Yes, it's a little undersized for this size tank, but we'll get into that in sizing heaters in a little bit. So you want to find a place that's got good water flow. Now for this video, I stuck it in this spot here so it's easy to be seen, but usually I have it tucked side in the corner, really low in the bottom of the tank because hot water rises. And this way it's right next to the hang on back filter intake. There's always water flow in that area. So it really is good as it distributes that warm water throughout the tank, constantly bringing water over the heating coil surfaces. Some things I really do like about this heater is that it's not an exposed element. So if you have a turtle per se, where they just kill the heaters and break them and you could never put a glass heater in there, this would be good because it's got a nice protective cover. It can be mounted at the bottom of the tank because it's fully submergible. And I personally like to have them in a lowest part of the tank. It's just a good practice. The external controls that it comes with are really nice and easy to go through. You press the button once and it'll display the temperature that you're setting it to as it flashes. And then once you set that temperature, then it'll return to showing you what the tank temperature is, and the red indicator light above the temperature tells you if the heater is on or not. I really do like the digital display because it's really easy to set the exact temperature that you want. I really like the idea of external controls. I don't want to have to be dipping my arm in the tank to try and make an adjustment every time and trying to hold the heater. I'm knocking it off the glass. It's super frustrating. So having a button just to press is really a nice thing, and it's super easy to set. When I got this heater, I thought it was going to be the same song and the dance. I'm going to go over, I'm going to check it, and then I'm going to make an adjustment. And then I'm going to wait a little while, and then I'm going to check it, and then I'm going to turn it down because it went too far. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to check it. You get it. So needless to say, I was really surprised. When I set a temperature in here, it went right up to that temperature, 77 degrees, and held it. And I actually did bump it up 1 degree and gave it a little bit of time, and it came up that 1 degree, and it was amazingly accurate, and it held that temperature pretty solid. So I really got to give it some credit on how accurate it is. Its display reading versus the temperature gun versus the thermometer is all the same. That's pretty nice. Heater sizing, you want to do 3 watts per gallon. So if you want to make a moderate change, no more than 9 degrees. If you're going to need more than 9 degrees, you're probably going to need more closer to 5 to 6 watts per gallon. But I'm getting away with such a small heater in a 29-gallon tank. Really, I should have a 100-watt heater in here, is because I only need to keep it up a few degrees. This tank is in my living room. The space is heated. I keep it at 74 in here. And so at 77, it's only got to put a couple degrees into it. And remember, your pumps and your lights are all putting heat in the tank too. So that couple of degrees, I can get away with it at 50-watt heater. But if, like I said, you want to cover a larger range of temperature, then you definitely want to go for the 3 watt per gallon up to 9 degrees, and more than that, go to 6. So you can use a small heater to protect yourself. If the heater gets stuck in the on position, it won't really overheat the tank because it's not big enough. The problem with this is that if you treat for illness and bring the temperature up in the tank, are you going to be able to get it into the 80s? If that's going to be a problem, a second heater will be needed, or a larger one. So make that decision. I have backup, so I'm okay with that. But if it's your only heater, maybe getting the 3 watt per gallon rule would be probably a good fit for you. And especially with a smart heater like this with overheat protection, I think that's a little bit of peace of mind built in. It's built in out of water is really for when if there's an emergency and the tank were to drain and now this heater is in there and it's got plants up against it, it actually could start a fire in your tank. Not for you to drain the tank and not unplug your heater. Absolutely, every time, first thing I do is unplug my heater. The overheat temperature control in this heater is set at 93 degrees. Now for me, that's a little bit high, but like we said, you need that temperature range adjustment if you're treating for illnesses. I don't think you'll ever need anything in the 90s, but to know that the heater has that availability to go there is nice. With the solid state controls and the digital thermostat, it's been really accurate. So as a test, I put 1 degree in it, and once it brought it up 1 degree, it held that number perfectly. I'm very impressed that it can make such minute changes so accurately. But with the more advanced solid state electronics versus the old style of a physical contact point, I think that we're getting much better results now. Overall, what I liked about this heater was the over temperature and out of water protection, the protected heating element, its compact size, external controls. It's super convenient not getting my hands wet. Memory function, settings that are retained even after power loss. So this is a really nice feature where if it does become the power outage in your house and it goes back on, it won't lose these settings digitally. So when I've tried it, you unplug it, you plug it back in, the temperature is still set to the same level. What I do like about it is that the glance to check the temperature in the tank and know that it's accurate, that's put a big value in it. It's kind of even threatened my temperature gun a little bit. A few things I didn't like about it was I wish the display could be turned off. I don't want to be staring at it. I would like the over temperature limit to be adjustable so I can bring it a little bit lower. 93 degrees to me is a little bit too high. The cord could be a little bit longer, especially like in this setup where this is a very tall tank and very wide. The low price worries me a little bit, but only time's gonna tell. So hit that like and subscribe, and this way as time goes on I'll give you the updates. Because if you know me, it's not about a free heater, it's about trying out different products and seeing really what works. Will it stand the test of time? Only time will tell. If you're looking for this heater, I'll put a link in the description, and in the comments, let me know about your heater stories. What kind of problems did you have? All of a sudden the temperature drops and I go to put my heater in and it doesn't work, or even worse. Drop it in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Catch you soon, Aqualusters.